is Carmelita. I'm a social worker here in Blanding. How are you today?
I'm pretty good.
Uh, what brought you in here today?
Just having some issues at home and work.
Okay. Anything that is said in here today is confidential, so it doesn't leave this room unless we have a feeling that we need to have it
Okay.
overlooked. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Okay. And your
My
name?
name is Joaquin Alvarez.
Okay. What type of issue are you having?
I was actually laid off of my job, and I'm married to my wife Martha, and we've been married for 12 years. We have 2 children, ages 6 and 8, a daughter and a son.
Okay. What is their names?
My son's name is John, and my daughter's name is Brooklyn.
Okay. Has it been hard since you've been laid off?
Yeah, it's been hard, difficult.
Does your wife work?
No, she doesn't speak English.
Oh, okay, so it's hard for you guys to
Yeah,
find a permanent job.
yeah, and plus she just maintains a household at home, and while I work, I was working as a machine worker in a factory for 5 years, but I recently got laid off, and now it's just kind of taking a toll on me with me and my family, and my wife is starting to get on my case about not having a job anymore,
Okay.
and it's kind of brought me down, and I usually don't drink, but I just do. I just usually drink on the weekends sometimes,
Okay.
but it's kind of starting to take a toll on me because I'm not working at the time.
Okay. What do you think we could work on here together to improve your job, like emotionally, physically, mentally?
Mostly,
We could find some resources for you, maybe for you and your family. We could come up with all sorts of different ideas that we could.
it's mostly just emotionally because I was doing fine working for the past 5 years, and once I got laid off, it kind of hit me hard at home because I wasn't used to just staying home now, and I was just used to working all day. And
Where let's start from when you were. We'll go back and then we'll work our way up. Did you work full-time, part-time?
I was working full-time.
Full-time, okay. And how long have you and your wife been married?
For 12 years.
12 years, okay. And you said you had 2 kids?
Yeah,
Okay, how are they doing
they're doing fine.
through all this?
They really don't know, but I think they're having a hint of me not going to work,
Okay.
and they see me kind of seeing me a little bit down, and notice that I've been drinking more than I usually do.
And do you drink in front of your kids, or do you try to drink away from them?
Sometimes here and there, but since I've been so down, I've just not really cared about where I've been drinking.
Okay. Has your wife ever worked in her
No,
since you guys were married?
no.
I mean, have you guys brought it up, or have you talked to her about it? Maybe if she would be able to help you, or is it?
The only thing is that she doesn't speak English,
Okay.
and it's kind of
Hard.
for her to find a job here. And we lived in the US for 8 years,
Where are you originally from?
from Mexico.
Mexico? Okay.
Yeah,
And you guys moved to the US
8 years
8
ago.
years ago? Okay. Maybe we could figure out a solution for you and by the end of today and see what we could come up with. I guess the main thing is we need to figure out what you're gonna do with, I guess financially, we could look up some programs for you and
Mhm.
see maybe if it works for you and your family, or, I mean, we have a lot of resources here in the US. How are you emotionally? Are you,
I'm doing okay as far as just letting my family down and with not being able to fulfill the responsibility of taking care of my family and having to put food on the table and
okay, since you've been laid off, how do you guys, how do you provide for your family?
I've saved up enough money to help me through at least a few months.
Okay, and are you guys homeowners, or do you guys rent? Do you
We're-
guys stay with family members?
We're just paying rent right now.
Rent, okay, and how much do you pay rent?
It's like around $430.
Okay, is it like a subsidized housing,
Yeah.
or is it like a
Yeah, it's like a subsidized housing.
subsidized housing? Okay. And do you guys own like a vehicle, or do you guys walk?
Yeah, we own just one vehicle.
One vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay. And how are your kids like in school? Are they doing?
They're doing fine. They're going to school every day, and they really have no issues at school. They just go to school and come home. And
Okay. All right, so I guess we could start, how were you as a child? Or was it with your parents? Did you live in a two-home household, or
I
Both
lived with both my parents growing up.
and how was that?
It was fine. My father worked and my mother worked,
Okay.
and
And are you still pretty close to them since you live in the US now, or do you not?
yeah, sometimes we try to go down and see them.
Okay, not as much
Not as
though,
much, so
not as much as you like to.
yeah.
Okay, what about your wife? I mean, how has she been since she don't speak any English and she's away from her family? And how has it been for her, like emotionally, and has she ever brought it up to you or talked to you about it?
Yeah, she's brought it up a few times, saying that she wants to go back home, but I tell her there's really nothing down there for us to really work with, and it's kind of a challenge to find work down there.
Okay.
And once I find work, it's not as much as I want it to be,
Not what you expect.
and the pay is a lot different here in the US. So we're trying to.
Do you, sorry, go ahead.
So we're just trying to make a better living in the US.
Sorry. Are you a US citizen? Do you have your
Yeah.
green card?
Yes, we do.
Okay, okay. What nationality are you guys?
We are Hispanic.
Hispanic?
Yeah.
Okay. We, as long as we can get you to where you want to be, and if we could help you get to where you need to be, we can set goals for you, and we can try to get to those goals as time goes by. What's something that you really want to work on?
I kind of actually want to get my wife to start learning English so she could
I'm sorry.
get a job and help out around with the bills and everything.
Okay. Have you guys looked into maybe like classes that we could probably look into some classes, like have someone teach her, maybe some English and maybe, is it just your wife that doesn't know how
Yeah,
to
it's
speak it?
just my wife that doesn't speak
And your
English.
kids are fine?
Mhm.
Sorry. Okay. So maybe we could set that up for you and we can find maybe a program, or we could find some kind of resource to help you with that. That way you could, maybe she could learn how to speak it and maybe even go back, like if whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
Um, Have both of you guys finished school? Have you guys did?
I have. My wife hasn't been all the way through high school,
Okay.
so she's.
Do you think she wants to go back?
She said she does.
She does, okay.
But she just doesn't know where to start.
It's because of her speaking
Yeah.
issues that she has.
Mhm.
Okay. And you said you wanna find a full-time job, you wanna go back to work, you wanna be financially stable.
Mhm.
Okay. What else do you want to work on as for yourself, your family?
Just trying to make a good living and a good future for my children.
Okay. What we could do is maybe go over some goals with you. Okay, so what would be the number one thing that we could work on together? As an individual or as a family, what could we?
As an individual, probably just finding another permanent job
Okay.
and just having the resources to go out and look where I can find a job.
Okay. And we could help you with those resources. I mean, we've got the workforce service that they have workshops that you could attend, and maybe in the morning time when your kids are at school and your wife maybe could go to.
Tag along.
She could, or she could do the speech. Someone could come in, and that way we're all not home and we could all get things done. But they have workshops that you could be at all day and you can learn. They have resources from how to do an interview for a job and maybe find an interest of what you're interested in, and they could work with you towards those goals. But we can find all sorts of resources for you, and maybe we can set some up by the end of our interview if you'd like.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay. Okay. Is how are you emotionally? Do you feel like you're where you need to be? Do you feel like you're overwhelmed, depressed, or?
Probably more depressed than
Okay.
overwhelmed.
When you say you're depressed, how do you manage to, like, go on with your day, like with your family, or do you guys have family that live nearby you guys, or
We don't.
do you guys go attend church or any kind of?
We attend church on Sundays.
Okay, and does that help you guys, or does that help you?
Yeah, sometimes.
It helps you, okay. And what religion are you?
Catholic.
Catholic? Okay. That's a really good one. Have you tried asking for help, or you just kinda keep it?
We just kind of try to keep it to ourselves,
Okay.
but I think it's getting more and more difficult as days go by. I notice I've been drinking more than I have been before when I was working, it's starting to be a kind of a problem.
Okay. Have you drank your whole, how long have you had a drinking problem? Or, I mean, drinking?
I haven't had a problem, but ever since I've stopped working, I noticed that I've been drinking a bit more.
So when you were working, tell me how many, like, cans, bottles, how many have you had when you were working? And then tell me how many you had since you've not been working.
When I've been working, I don't drink during the weekdays,
Okay.
but I just drink during the weekends just to relax and just hang out,
Okay.
and maybe like a 12-pack for the whole 3 days.
And that's from Friday to
Friday to
Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay. And how does your wife feel about it?
She's been okay with it, but ever since I've stopped working and I've been drinking more, it's kind of starting to be a problem, and she's not liking it so much.
Okay, so since you said when you worked, you had a 12-pack between Friday and Sunday. So now that you're not working, how much alcohol do you consume since that, like, now you're not working?
Probably an additional 12-pack, because I've just been so depressed lately,
And how does your wife feel about that?
she knows, she sees it, but she tries to keep it to herself. But then again, I tell her all the problems that we're going through and that it's not good for me, and I'm just trying to get some help to get through it.
And do you think that causes a problem between you two? Like, is there arguments?
Sometimes it's just based on the lack of work that we're both not doing, and our funds are running low, and we just don't have the income to pay for our bills in the next few months.
What, besides your rent, what else do you pay for? Like,
Just our utilities and the vehicle we own, and just food for our family.
okay. So, how much do you average pay on your utility?
Like $130 to $120 a month.
Okay, and then you're done paying your vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay, and then how much roughly do you spend, like, on gas to get to, to get your kids to where they need to go, or do your kids play sports or anything?
No, not right now, not at the moment.
Okay. Do you guys own cell phones? Do you guys own?
Yeah, we have 2 cell phones between each other.
Okay, how much do you pay?
Roughly $80 a month.
Okay, that's average. Okay, so with all those, it's very overwhelming for you because you're the only one that provides for the family. Okay. And we could look into resources and see what we could do do you have, like, health insurance maybe?
Yeah, when I was working at the factory, I had insurance
And that covered your whole family?
Yeah.
Okay. And now that you're not working, you don't have?
No.
And would you like to get some kind of insurance for yourself and your family?
Yeah, because it actually helped us.
Have you ever looked into, like, the workforce? Have you ever looked into maybe, like, CHIP, or like here in Utah they have the Utah Medicaid, or
Not yet. Not yet, because like I said, when I was working, I didn't have to worry about that, but now that I'm not working, I probably will be looking into those programs for my children and my family.
Okay. Let's see what we could work on. We can work on, by the end of those, I can give you some numbers, or I can even help you set up appointments for those to get you appointments to maybe some of those if you need them. But the one thing that, do you feel like you have a drinking problem maybe? Or
It
you don't?
started, I don't know, it seems like it's starting to go that way, but I don't want it to go that way
Okay.
because it's really not a good look on me. And I trying to be a good role model for my children, and they like to see me when I was working and everything, but now that I'm not working, they notice I've been more down and depressed.
Okay. And have they ever mentioned it to you, your kids?
They have, but it's just, I've just been so lost,
Okay.
and I'm just not really seeing the big picture at the moment.
Okay. How were you as a child growing up? What have you, like, how long have you drank? When did you start drinking? Like, teenager, or have you ever gotten in trouble when you were young? Were you?
I wasn't much of a troublemaker. Had strict parents, and
Okay, that's good.
they both worked, and
What did your parents do?
my father was a mechanical worker,
Okay.
and my mother she worked in the office
Setting?
setting, and they were both
Good parents.
good parents. They worked all day, and that's what I try to be.
You're trying to.
Trying to be a role model for my children as
That's
my
good.
parents were.
That's really good.
But
Okay.
ever since I haven't been working, it's kind of taking a wrong turn.
Okay. So, maybe we could get you into like not so much of a therapy session, or maybe even, and maybe we could get you in for like emotionally, and maybe they can give you some grounders, a little.
Yeah, I'd like that. It sure would help me.
Yeah, and we can set that up for you, and we can start there. And what we could do too is we could actually maybe, we don't know how your wife feels. Have you ever talked to your wife about like when she sees you drinking, do you feel like she's upset about it, or do you feel like she just doesn't care?
She's actually been more and more upset ever since I haven't been working, because she noticed I've been consuming more than I have been,
Okay.
and she's actually mentioned that I might have a problem with it.
And you feel like you don't have a problem?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever thought about maybe cutting it back a little bit to like maybe, like, I'm not saying quit completely. I mean, we can say we can cut it back in half to maybe like how drinking, how much you were when you were working, like maybe we could do that. And maybe we could do it like you could do it towards like the weekend, or maybe even extend it for the week. That way you're not drinking consistently, where you feel like your wife is upset with you and you feel like you're depressed, or your children look at you in a different way. I mean, what do you want to do so we could work on that? Maybe when we leave here today, we could set a goal for you, so next time I see you, we can see if it's helped you.
I actually want to cut back
Okay.
more and actually spend time with my family on the weekends, because when I was working, I was just so exhausted from the work week, and I just want to relax and just be home.
Okay. So you want to spend more time with your family.
Yeah.
Okay. could, I mean, even going out to, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do without having to deal with money. I mean, just a day at the park with your family would probably help you with relieving some stress. Maybe a picnic at the park. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. Go to the lake and just.
Yeah, I'm sure that we can start doing those things.
Yeah. Maybe you could have a conversation with your wife. And I think if you talk to her and let it out a little, it would ease you a little. Not to the point where you're so cooped up and that's the main reason why you're so depressed, and that's probably the reason why you drink.
Mm-hmm.
So we could set you up with a therapist. I can make that appointment for you, or you can make it for yourself. I will give you the number, give the number to you before you leave. Again, you can also maybe talk to your wife about like all the resources that we talked about today. Maybe she would be willing to wanna try. I don't know, it's up to you. I mean, I'm here to help you guys.
Yeah, and I could talk to her about it, and I'm sure she'd want to be with it.
Okay. How do you feel as you leave here today? Do you feel like you've accomplished something? Do you feel like you...
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten a lot off my chest.
Okay.
It's kind of hard talking to my wife about it, and it's a bit easier talking to someone else about it.
Okay. And like I said, everything here is between me and you. It doesn't leave the room unless I feel, or my supervisor feels like your life is in danger. We would take the next step. But I feel like you got it in control, and we can work our kinks out, and then we can get you back to where you need. So I think the main thing is maybe workshops right now to see what we can work on with you to help you get to where you need to go again as for a job. And like you said, you wanted to help your wife. We could set that up with her. I mean, if she's willing to, we can. But it sounds like everything you've said we can work it out. So if you need anything else.
I think we've actually gone through everything that I came here for.
Okay.
And it's actually a big help knowing that there's other programs out there for me and my family to get started to where we need to be again.
Okay. Yeah. There is a lot of resources out there that are willing to help you. I mean, we've got the Youth to Food Bank here, and I mean that would be some relief off you with your money situation. And maybe we could give you a number for that, and you could call it or talk to your wife about it.
Yeah.
But anything else we need to cover, or did we pretty much?
I think we actually gone over everything that I needed to talk about, and
Okay.
it's actually got me thinking that there's more out there for us.
Yeah, there is. All right. Well, it was nice to meet you,
Nice to meet you too.
Joaquin.
Thank you.
I will give you the numbers before you leave our office. Don't leave until I give you the numbers. And
Okay.
if you need to see me again, you can come make an appointment with the receptionist, or if you feel like you're good to go, you're good to go.
Okay, I will just get those numbers from you and be on my way.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.